uh, what happened is, in terms of the prerogative of political giants, it's a Reagan was notorious for adding insult to injury when it came to liberals. After Bobby, Martin, and even my father were killed, he kept heaping it on liberals. There was a kid named, I'll call him TC for his initials, who he shot somebody dead who was DT. And he was giving me the finger, giving me the finger, and giving me the finger. And when I finally gave it back to him, he subjected me to slaughtering attacks. You know, this is what Pittsburgh calls having fun. And he got off for everything he did. And where am I going again? Um, Seems like I'm rambling. Oh, yeah, I finally said something about Reagan's demagoguery. And they played like, "Oh, you insulted him, you started it." So that's what happens with the prerogative of giants. And so now Bobby Kennedy wants to be president of the United States, and he wants to clear the air of the adversarial nastiness that exists. It's hard for me to see how somebody who's been insulted and abused and remains committed to peaceable action can miss the hostility and nastiness and bullying that's coming from the Biden camp and the DNC. I mean, I just talked to somebody who said, I don't want to deal with that woman, that man, RFK. I'm going to draw the line. And that's what these moral imposters in charge are doing, is drawing a line that disallows participatory government. Now, that's first on my list of issues to take. But, you know, we know from the way that Bill Gates has worked Seattle left, and Seattle left has flowered under the tutelage of judges from the Fed like Margaret Peckman and people like Bill Gates play like we're dissonant, while they poach to a corrections. We now know that the script with the agents of um, attack prostitution who used me in trauma after I was brutalized were working a correction script as a form of collection agency for those who released AIDS. And this is a line in the sand. We're not supposed to be allowed to talk about that. You know, I know what 1984 must have been like because I truly respect Owen. And yet he continues to work for these people unquestioningly, even after they poison me in the mouth. I haven't figured out how to bring it up in the McKenzie issue, but I have been investigating being poisoned in the mouth. It's a poison crime syndicate. And, you know, the NAACP gets pretty smug about school shootings are a white phenomenon. That is sort of true, but the NAACP got involved with a MAGA type who in subjecting me to cereal poison. I mean, and it was just public. It was obviously an attack on the public schools. My father was a public schools theorist. They don't. They a sadistic Nazism of making me diabetic, erectile dysfunction, poisoning me in the mouth, making me deaf, giving me neurotrauma, giving me Parkinson's, and continue to threaten me with viruses, asbestos. I mean, Seattle is extremely creepy. And the NAACP has manga. They put Andrea where I can see it, Harrington where I can see it. In other words, they're regurgitating women from the correction script as though I had fun being abused and tortured as a child. And they make themselves look all cool because they played this girls' honor thing, a war game to cover for and justify the hit on people who were, so AIDS was to keep us honest. They poached through a girls' honor system to have me abandoned by someone who actually came to watch the tea kettle go off, as they put it, to detonate the thing that Reagan had evidently implanted in my brain with corrections laced, extreme situation inducing, Holocaust simulating, extreme neurohypnotic hallucinogens while gassing me with poor man's ether in traumatic circumstances of torture. And Seattle is down with this. The NAACP is down with this. I was drawing the line. I don't want to deal with that guy. I, I don't even know if Robert Kennedy wants to deal with that guy. Maybe he's drawing the line too. I don't know. Mercy, mercy, as they used to say in Pittsburgh. Mercy, mercy.